long time.
It's a long time.
Unfortunately, that talent died.
We can't revive it.
Yes.
Yes.
So you've talked about, music, or more so instruments and all that stuff. So how did you get to that point? Like, when did it, tell us your story, when did it first start?
My father, who is the late, was a, how can I call him? A choir director or a musician, more so, especially here in Nairobi.
Okay.
He used to play guitar, so he also used to train, in the house.
Okay.
But for me, I think it was hard to learn because he did not allow you to, get hold of the guitar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wanted you to study. So, but you see, the thing was in us.
Okay.
Because I believe it was in the blood.
Okay.
It was in the blood because my father used to teach and also my mother.
Okay.
My mother is a singer also.
Okay.
So it was in the blood. So when he teaches, I think some of us could peep to see what's happening.
Okay.
So when the student leaves, we hold on to the guitar, we apply it very fast, and then we leave the guitar, we go back to study.
Wow.
So we did that for some time, and then now, the moment when it really came out was, I was in Bungoma, and that time I was in Standard 2.
Okay.
And my big brothers, we are five.
Five.
So my big brothers, two of my brothers who are twins, they left Bungoma, they came to Nairobi for crusade with the pastor.
Okay.
So they could not be able to come back on a Sunday.
Okay.
So they were still in Nairobi. So that Sunday, the elders came to the Sunday school. It was very interesting. They came to the Sunday school. And then they said, by the way, we usually see you holding a guitar.
Trying this thing.
So today you're playing in the main service. I said, wow.
And you're in class 2?
I was in class 2, a very small boy.
Wow.
And during those times they had a guitar, I think, was it 8 string or 12 stringed? It was big. It was big. So imagine a small boy with a big guitar, so trying to
strum and stuff.
Yeah. So that was the first time. First time I played, in a church.
Yeah.
In a church. From that time, the following week there was a crusade. And they said, no, because you played in church, you're going to play in the crusade. It was a children's crusade.
Wow.
So that was the first time I played a bass guitar in a children's crusade.
Children's crusade?
Yes.
That's very surprising. One, that they're children's crusades. I don't think that's the first time I've heard about a children's crusade. And you've said 3 things in that story that are very interesting. And you've talked about, you're talking about us, your family, that you've got 5 other brothers.
Yes.
It's good to hear that something that was nikitu ya nyumbani and something that was grown from home. And also we've talked about elders, how the elders approached you and said, you'll be doing this.
Yes.
Because I think that's important as far as talents and gifts are concerned. There has to be somebody who says, hey, you can do this thing, you can try this out, and they push you to it. So now you're in class 2, you've started playing in children crusades. Nowadays kuna terminology tunatumia kwenye tunaita wafungi.
Wafungi.
So now ulikuwa mfungi ukiwa class 2.
Yes.
Talk to us about how you developed from that time.
Now from that time, I used to play guitar. That time I used to play guitar, bass guitar. And then, of course, started to play bass guitar. And then after some time, I went to drums. Started playing drums. Okay. Now, by the time I was coming to Eldoret, I was about, I think, 5 or 6 there. Started playing.
Now you've moved from Bungoma to Eldoret.
From Bungoma. My parents were, the kind of job they had was for transfer.
Transfers, okay.
You move, my mother is pushed to Malaba, my father is pushed to Bungoma.
Okay.
So you decide where you want to go. So then we moved to Eldoret, and when in Eldoret, I joined the church. So in that church, I was under my brother, one of my brothers, called Pastor Ben. It's under him. So I'd learned some few skills, while I was still under my brother in Bungoma.
Okay.
Pastor does it.
Okay.
Few skills in keyboard, what. So when I came to Eldoret, now I started playing keyboard.
Okay.
Started playing keyboard. He could give me assignments, stretch me. And anybody who was under Pastor Ben right now,
Have been stretched.
They have been stretched. you know, you had to grow. It was military, you had to grow. There was no other option.
Okay.
And so, like for me, he used to give me, you know, say, you're playing this song on Sunday. Now, from Monday to Saturday, I'm in school. During our times, you know, you're in school by 6. 6 to 6.
Yeah.
From 6, you go to tuition until 8. Okay, and then you go home.
Okay.
Now you have homework for the school, for tuition, and you have a song for Sunday.
Hey.
And your father, you can't listen to the song because the radio belongs to the father. If he finds you, that's another thing. That's another thing. So we used to find a way in the morning when you're taking tea
To listen to
the song. Okay, so in this, it created in me something whereby I had to put the instrument into my mind.
Wow.
Okay, instrument. So I'm playing keyboard on Sunday. I have to put it in my mind.
Keyboard is in your head now.
Keyboard now is in my head. I figure out. Okay, so the whole week. Okay, it's
been playing it in the head.
Playing
Wow.
in the head.
Wow.
Because now when I leave school at 2 p.m., I go direct to church, not even home, with my school uniform, because I'm going to practice.
Wow.
Because I have to play the song on Sunday. So it was a stretch. So it really stretched us. So I played keyboard during that time, and then he used to expose me to teaching, you know, teaching the choir, teaching the worship team, you know, expose me. So now that's how now I started
the development.
The development,
Wow.
you know, growing. He used to buy some tapes, you know, my brother, Pastor Ben, buy some tapes. You know, I listen to it. He plays them, I listen to it. I desire to listen to it, you know.
Yeah.
I go, and then I got an opportunity to work in a studio while I was still in Standard 7.
Wow.
You know, to just go to a studio.
Development has been rapid.
So to go to a studio and just play some music there, you know, I remember I had an experience. There was a certain choir from Tanzania that came. He said they want me to play for them. I said, hey, it is hard, I cannot. He said, you just try one song. So I played one song. That's one song graduated into 2 albums.
Wow. One song.
One song, 2 albums. I said, you've played this, you're going to play for the next album.
Wow.
Every song.
I think you will teach us how to develop one song into 2 albums.
Yeah, so it was an interesting journey even through the studio. You know, meeting different kinds of people. I was in the studio in Eldoret, meeting different kinds of people. You know, the interesting one came when he had a Catholic choir coming to the studio. It was the most interesting one. You know, the way they play their music is not
conventional.
It's different. It's different, completely different. So they say they want me to play. I said, I cannot play. It was hard. So I told them, let me get you somebody who will play for you. So I went and got somebody who played. He played for them one song. Of course, I had played for them one song. So he played for them the rest of the song. There were about 7, so he played 6. So the choir director came back to me, told me, no,
do it.
We want yours. I said, no, this guy is gifted, man. He has the skills and the chords and everything. Me, I'm just trying 1, 2, 3. As I say, we like. Yeah. I ended up playing for the whole album.
Wow,
you know,
that's awesome.
Such an interesting journey.
That's awesome. Yes. That's a very good journey. You'll tell us how to convert a song into 2 albums. I think we'll need another show for that. But anyway, you've talked to us about the development and the journey. And it's interesting because for you, I think you said ilikuwa ni kitu ilikuwa kwa damu. So kuna hawa watu wenye wanajuanga kitu, you know, there's something inside from kitambo. But we are nearing our break. But when we come back from the break, I want us to talk about, you know, for those of us who hatujajua kama iko kwa where it is, bado tunajaribu kuitafuta. Because I believe everybody has a talent. Yes. Everybody is gifted. We just have to find, you know, how we can, first of all, identify it and how we can spend and utilize it. But more to that, you'll tell us about now your journey into high school. You know, uliendelea ama ulifika mahali ukakuwa na pause break, ukaamua kuingia into something else? Because I know there are people who unafika mahali kitu maybe imekuwa so difficult, so you decide, let me venture into something else. Did you have that kind of an experience?
No, because it was inborn, and I was so passionate about it.
Okay.
You know, I was so passionate about it, and I was so excited. I didn't know where it would take me, but I was just excited.
You love doing it?
I just loved it because I've been under my brothers, and I looked at them and said, if they love doing this thing,
Why
not me? Let me also do it.
Wow,
you know?
wow.
Yeah.
That's good. Viewers, I hope you're enjoying this. On Saturday today, we are with Pastor Dan Acharo. And like I told you when you started, he's multi-talented. And he just decided to keep his profile very brief today. I think you're talking here behind the camera. But I hope you're watching and you're listening. Remember to like, to share, and to subscribe on all our social media platforms. That's Levi TV. We will be going for a short commercial break, but when we get back, continue with more with Pastor Dan Acharo. Welcome back, viewers. Again, we are with multi-talented Dan Acharo. So, Pasi, now this journey of self-discovery has happened to you. And I believe Nkituluko may take there's a process to it, several years,
Yes.
and so much time and investment. But I asked you a question before we went on the break. Kuna watu wengine they haven't, hawajui ni nini inakuwa kwa damu yao as far as talents and gifts are concerned. So what would you say to somebody like that? How do they get to, discovering, what their talents and gifts are?
What do you love doing?
Okay.
The passion, when somebody does something, if you put 3 things before you, or 3 assignments before you, which assignment will you be passionate about, You are interested, say, I think this thing I can do better. But this one, but this one, because sometimes in a journey, there are discoveries that you'll have to make by yourself.
Wow.
Okay, discoveries. And for you to make those discoveries, sometimes as a person, you have to stretch yourself.
Okay.
To be able to know that I have to do this thing, and if I have to do this thing, my focus has to be on that thing.
Yeah.
Okay. For it to be able to bring success, to me. So sometimes we keep trying so many things, but if you look back, there's that one thing that you were excited about. The thing that made you to leave that thing is because it took time to blossom.
Wow. It takes time.
It takes time. And most of us are in this microwave generation whereby we want things to
quickly,
rapid,
yeah.
So sometimes something will not be able to blossom at that particular time, but if you keep watering it,
keep doing it,
keep doing it, at a certain point of life, you will see the fruits.
Wow. I think you said something very important to Kasama. It takes time.
It takes time.
Off camera, nilikuwa nakupatia bit of my story nikasema. I've also tried doing something, and I remember when I got to high school, maybe because of, like you're saying, pressures of kusoma and and also you were growing and all that stuff, you find yourself being pulled aside from that. But anytime, matter when you're away, when you think about it, you're like, I wish I can just, if only I could get that. So that's very key. So for somebody who is in that process of self-discovery, you said they have to learn, or they have to understand it takes time.
Yes.
What else? What more would you say about your process of discovery, other than it takes time? What else are the things that one must get into?
There are so many things that you can do, but if you look at yourself and you find maybe there are 3 or 2, because sometimes you might find more than 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe there are 3 or 2. I go to a place whereby now I want to do research. I want to know.
Research.
Okay, these 3 things. Let me do research about this thing. Let me do research. Because as for me, of course, they are instruments, but I tried to learn saxophone. It refused. Because I said, I tried one day. After learning it, I was so hungry. I said, no, this is not my thing. I left it. So I could have, of course, I could have put in some more effort.
Yeah.
But I felt like,
It's some
a waste of
resistance.
time and what. I don't want to do it. Okay. So I neglected it. I decided, let me focus on drums, keyboard, bass guitar.
Wow.
Okay, focus on those. And I'm doing well. So sometimes you don't have to do everything.
Of course, you just need to do that thing that you do very well and do it well.
Very well. So if you sit down and you do research, you see, I want to do this particular thing, but it's not working. I want to do this other particular. There's a percentage. Something is coming up.
Yeah.
I want to do this. When you compare this percentage and this percentage, okay, maybe this one you're at 40, this one you're at 60.
Wow.
I better concentrate with the 40 and 60. Okay. At a particular time, it will
They'll even out.
Yeah, they will just even out at a particular time.
Yeah.
Okay. So you cannot just give up easily.
Don't just give up.
Don't just give up easily. Try.
It.
At the end of the day, you realize that there is something that you can be able to do. Wow. There is something that you're gifted in.
Wow.
You know. Yeah.
That's. I'm so overwhelmed by that statement. You said something earlier. You talked about the elders. You know, now you're no longer. Well, I'm not calling you old, but you're not as young as you were.
Yes.
You are nearing your status, your eldership. So now let's talk to the elders, particularly in the church spaces, because to talk about talents and gifts, you know, we concentrate so much on one side. Ule mwenye akona talent, ile kupewa talent. We just talk about the guys who were given talents and one of them made something out of it, another did not. But we don't talk so much about this guy that's giving out talents, who is the space of that elder. Somebody who can spot it, somebody who can say, you know, I think, you know, try and do this, you know, get into this line. So what would you say to that kind of, you know, folk or people in the church spaces? I'm talking about pastors, church elders, you know, leaders in various departments. What would you say to those people?
I used to have a program called Celeb Night.
Okay.
Celeb Night. And when I started that program, it used to be a night, full night from 10 to 5 there.
Okay.
And most people thought actually it's a night for celebs. It's just celebration, short form, celeb. And many young people who could have come, many young people came actually to, you know, during those times you have artists and what.
Yeah.
So when young people comes, you know, they have a CD, they have a flash disc, they want to
They'll
present
play.
something, you know, kuna ka chance ka kupresent. Wanawambia chance ni mingi sana, we kuja, you know. So when I took over, because at the initial stage it was not mine, I was given by a certain church to run it.
Okay.
Because now the church relocated from town to a certain place outside town.
Okay.
So the pastor said, you are passionate about it,
do it.
Run with it. So during those times, we used to have sessions for presentations, you know, guys come and present. So when I took over, I said, we are going to pray. We will pray. So get into 10 a.m., we pray for 1 hour, get into praise and worship, the word, then we pray for about 3 hours. So young people have come with CDs, they want to present, and they want,
The pastor's telling them to pray.
What do you mean we pray? We have presentations, you know, we want to
loaded.
unleash this thing and go. So I said, no, you will present at 3 a.m.
In the morning?
In the morning.
Wow.
3 a.m. in the morning. Okay. So some could come and sing, and some people could tell me now, why are you giving these people a chance to sing at this stage? I told them I know what I'm doing. Sometimes I could even give them before I preach.
Wow.
Or before I even invite a guest speaker. So someone asked me, wow, that's a substandard, you know, presentation. Why are you...
Amateurs.
There's something I'm doing. Because, let me tell you, if you don't give these people an opportunity, they will present it somewhere else.
Wow.
It's better you come and present what you have here in church. From there, then I mentor you. And when they present that, whatever they were presenting, I could meet them after the kesha.
Okay.
Tell them,
Hapa
ulichoma bro. Hapa ulichoma. Hapa correct. Hapa fanya hivi. Next time ukikuja kama una dress up, kidogo tu, si sana.
Vasox.
You know, kidogo tu. Hiyo t-shirt umevaa bana,
maandishi
zingange zingine, change kidogo, you know, put something, you know. Through that you are mentoring them.
Wow.
I could have said no. And if I said no, okay, I've already killed them. I've killed their destiny.
Wow.
Okay. The point is, I have to bring them in. Okay. Give them an opportunity, then train them. Okay. From what they have presented, I work with that.
Wow.
I work with that. Not I impose mine. I work with that.
Work with it.
This is what you've brought. Okay, now let's work on it. Let's improve it. And we realize right now, the people who used to sing in those keshas, they are doing good.
Wow.
Through that.
Wow.
So, as a pastor, you know, as an elder, you have to give these people an opportunity. Because most of us judge.
True.
Okay, we judge and we say, no. This is not the place. You cannot do that. But you see, if they cannot do that, they will go outside.
And do it somewhere.
And then we'll start complaining that the young people are not in church. The first place, we chased them away.
You told them no.
Told them no?
Wow.
Okay. And if you tell a young people no, a young person no,
Ataenda kutafuta yes.
atatafuta mahali pengine pa yes, na ataendelea tu. Alafu anafanya hizo vitu zote, afsane anasema, mimi because nimeokoka. Wacha tusande nikujenge church. So sasa anakuja church anakaa hapa, kumaliza anaenda gig.
Wow. And you know, it's important to say this, just kuongeza ka point kwa point yako. Young people, of course, will gravitate towards the path of least resistance. And the places where you're told yes, that place assumes authority to dictate how you will be spent and you'll be used in that what you're doing. When you mesema, allow them to do it here and then mentor them. So pali wataenda apply the same principle. Huko wataenda kuambiwa yes, watakuwa mentored kulingana na itikadi na principles na whatever za huko wanaenda. So I love what you said, you know, do it here, but also allow us to grow and to mentor you. You said after you guys umetoka ulikuwa unaambia bro, hii t-shirt.
It's like when you have your own child, if he or she does something, do you send the child away?
No.
So you go to your neighbor and no. Whatever your child has done, you tell your child, nah, don't do that. Do this.
Instead. Yeah.
Okay? So it's a process of mentoring. It's a process of mentoring.
Wow.
And if you realize this, we'll be able to get as many young people back to church as possible.
Wow. Yes. Wow. That's really heavy. I don't think we can really do all of that conversation today. Yeah. I think we'll have to talk after the cameras go off and see if we can do another one.
Yes.
But as we're nearing the close to the show, we've talked about how to discover your talent, and those who have already discovered the talents, how they can grow them and make them better. We've talked to the elders, the leaders in our chat spaces on how to, spot, identify, and to mentor talents. But there's something you talked about when you were doing your celeb nights, you would ask them to pray. Sometimes I think in our young people, tunakuanga so lost in our gifts and talents, and we forget that there's a reason as to why God ametupatia hizo gifts and talents. It's not just for you. It's not just for you to gain, but there's a purpose behind it.
Yes.
You're just a custodian, lakini kuna chenye Mungu anataka hiyo talent yako ikuwe spent na wenye inaweza kuwa made better. So what can you tell as you're nearing the close, and what would be your parting shot as well, as far as us learning that God ndio ametupatia kitu na pia kuna kitu, there's a reason as to Mungu ametupatia. How do we get to that reason? This is your camera, so
the Bible
remember.
says your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. And for your gift to bring you before great men, there are two things. Okay, number one, you have to invest, which is the most important thing. And I'm going to talk about number one. You have to invest. Investment in what? Invest in practice. And number two, investment in prayer. Okay? Prayer is communication. You are building your relationship with God. As a young person, if you don't build your relationship with God, anything else that you do, it will not be meaningful. So it's important for you, even as you're gifted, it's important for you to engage in prayer. It's important for you to build your relationship with God. Very, very important. And that's why I said we had to to engage the young people in prayer, because most young people don't pray. True. Okay, most young people don't pray, and it's important for you as a young people, as a young person, to pray, to spend time with God, build your relationship. By the time I'm releasing a song, if I am a young person, I'm releasing this kind of a song, it's powerful. It's going to touch people's lives. It's not just any song. It's not just a song to make you, feel happy. Or nice, jibamba, kufanya no. It's a song that will transform somebody else's life.
Wow.
So it's important for young people, to get into the place of prayer.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Our viewers, I hope you're catching this and you're listening to all this. Key point today is it's important for you not just to discover your talent, not just to nurture it, but also to spend time with God with your talent. God ndiye amekupa your talent. Allow him to teach you how to use that talent. We've had a really good time. I hope we get to see and hear more from Dan Achero if he agrees to come next time. Anyway, it's been a good time and a good evening. Hope to see you next week, Saturday, same place, same time.